Making tax provisionals friendly, user friendly, and tax friendly has been one of the themes of this budget. And the chief highlight has been that the reassessment provisions, in other words, going back and opening past assessments, have now been confined to 3 years, has been one headline statement made by the Honorable Finance Minister while presenting the tax proposals for the year 21-22, which were laid before the Parliament very recently on 1st of February 2021. Of course, there is a longer period also of 10 years, but generally to overcome certainty, and that has been what has been described by the Honorable Finance Minister if one were to look at the budget speech. But when the devil and both the God lies in details, the entire scheme or code of reassessment, in other words, revisiting the past years, has been substituted, and the intention is to bring a new, completely new regime dealing with reassessment. If one were to look at the way the new provisions have been drafted, and if they were to see the light of the day the way they have been drafted, it marks a very sea change in terms of a judicially settled law which has withstood the test of time since 1989, which is almost about 30 odd years, and bringing it with a regime where the threshold is just information suggesting income has escaped assessment. In other words, if you were to look the law as it is, there must be a conviction where the assessing officer has reason to believe that income has escaped assessment. And the gateway of reassessment proceedings is section 147, and 147 is predicated upon reason to believe, which is the conviction of the assessing officer. Now, reasons to believe are being completely taken away in as much as they don't even find mention in section 147. And what the act now suggests, that if the tax officer has information which is suggestive that income has escaped assessment, then after obtaining the necessary approvals and prior sanctions have been obtained, the assessing officer shall open the past cases. Another significant omission or overhauling is the fact that the much acclaimed proviso to section 147, that where scrutiny assessments or detailed assessments have been done under section 143(3), past cases shall not be opened unless there is a failure to disclose fully and truly all material facts. So, the law did make a qualitative distinction between assessments which were a subject matter of scrutiny assessments and other assessments, and there was a high threshold dealing with such scrutiny assessments. That qualitative differentiation has also now been done away with. Also, the fact that the age-old dictum of GK and Drive Shaft 259 ITR, which came in about 2002-2003, somewhere that time, suggested that the reasons must be communicated once the assessing officer has filed its tax return, and the assessing officer is duty bound to furnish those reasons. And very many situations we've seen that the reassessment proceedings or the attempt to assume jurisdiction has collapsed on the fact that reasons were not provided or there weren't reasons enough. Now, instead of codifying GK and Drive Shaft, to counterbalance what I have just said in terms of omitting reasons to believe and relying on information, a brand new section 148 capital A is being introduced, which suggests the fact that there would be some inquiry and an order would be passed, and basis that order, then only a notice under 148 would be issued. But this order is also not appealable order. So, in other words, are we looking and staring at a floodgate of some new litigation in terms of looking at the way the present provisions are being proposed to be drafted? Perhaps time will tell, but dare I say, looking at the provisions the way they stand, and having usurped the age-old judicially tested law on reasons to believe, it might be just knocking on the doors of the High Court, which is the first port of call in the absence of any alternate remedy, where the assumption of jurisdiction is challenged for want of any alternate efficacious remedy. The only respite could be if the sanction which is prescribed under section 151 is accorded so carefully that the provisions are put into service in sparing situations or in the most deserving situations, and therefore opening up of reassessment or revisiting past years which have attained finality is or becomes an exception rather than a norm. In the recent past, with the backdrop of demonetization, fake invoicing, penny stock matters, we've had more incidents of reopening than ever before, and this is well evidenced by the number of cases which are reported, pronounced by High Court, looking at the entire issue from various angles. But then the High Court or the courts have the benefit of law which is settled. In 1989 also an attempt was made to take away reasons to believe, but in the Direct Taxes Amendment Act 89, the whole concept of reasons to believe was brought back. Maybe if better sense prevails, and in the discussions following the finance bill and up to the passage of the finance bill, maybe this concept does get reintroduced to bring and counterbalance the situation. But for the moment, it seems that the taxman lacks his own conviction, and his conviction is relegated, or he wishes to ride on the crutches of information which is made available to him, which suggests that income has escaped assessment. So there is a big window which is being left open. I hope the tax administration with phenomena like taxpayers charter and all checks and balances, and with the aim to bridge the trust deficit, does put into this service as an exception. More particularly, we have now situations where the special assessment provisions relating to search matters under section 153A to C are being done away with, and search matters would be dealt by the existing assessment procedures or the new reassessment provisions which are being proposed to be legislated. Till such time, we have unsettled a settled law which has been there for 3 decades. Let us hope that the new substitution of reassessment procedures do aid and assist. After all, the aim and objective of both taxpayer and tax department is to ensure that the law is correctly and rightly interpreted, to which the judicial authorities often come to rescue it. Thank you.